Hey, some of you probably know me well and some of you don't. I've just been feeling like since we're all kind of stuck at home these days, I should make a short video telling you some of my life story. I'm the oldest of 6 kids. I grew up with 2 loving parents who provided for us. We never had to go to bed hungry. On Sundays, we all went to church together, and as I got older, I attended youth group, Bible studies, and stuff like that. Around grade 5, I had a dream one night that Jesus came back to earth, and I knew in that instant that I was not ready to face God's judgment because I knew I'd end up in hell. I remember feeling that dread in my stomach, that I had had a chance to be saved, but now it was too late. When I woke up, I prayed asking God to forgive me and for Jesus to save me. I'm honestly still learning all of what that means. At the time, I knew it at least meant that I could go to heaven. From the outside looking in, you might be someone who thinks that Christianity is all about being good, following rules, saying no to a lot of fun stuff, and maybe looking down on others. If that's your view of Christianity, I'm sorry, but it's the opposite of the actual truth. Every year since I became a Christian, I've discovered more and more of actually how bad I continue to fall short of perfection. If I bring my stack of good works to God, the pile will never be big enough. And just when I feel like I've made some progress in one area, it seems like 5 new ways I fail to meet the mark show up. But what surprises me the most is that Jesus has never given up on me. God's not interested in us just following a list of rules to make him happy. Christianity says that there's nothing you or I can do to make ourselves right with God, but that Jesus did everything that was needed to put us in God's good books. Jesus did everything perfectly his whole life, and then he died a completely unjust death. What God requires of us is to stop trying to earn God's favor by being good and instead rely on Jesus' perfect life instead. His death on the cross took the punishment that I deserved for my own sins. It took that punishment on himself, so that when God looks at me, he doesn't see all of my failings, but instead he sees the perfect life of Jesus. If you're counting on the good that you've done to outweigh the bad, I'm sorry, but that's never going to work. Only perfect people get into heaven, and we can only be counted as perfect if Jesus' perfect life is attributed to us. If this is news to you and you want to learn more about it, feel free to message me or talk to someone you know who's a born again Christian. Thanks for listening.